Welcome to this week's edition of the Don't Argue. All thanks to Palmerbet. T-shirt down here, mate. We're about 23 degrees in the middle of winter down here in Victoria, Gids. Yeah, it's crazy.
Sensational.
You've got right up at Newcastle, mate. How are you?
Yeah, a little bit fresh here, mate, this afternoon. A little bit fresh, bit of an overcast day. A little bit cool, bit of rain coming, mate, tonight and tomorrow. But, mate, yeah, the sun's coming up a little bit early, going down a little bit later. There's a little bit of warmth in the air there has been. So, yeah, there's a little shift, which is nice to feel.
You can just about smell the NRL finals. They're just around the corner. And I'll tell you what, kids, the next few weeks, mate, this 8 is going to just change significantly, I reckon, positions kind of, especially from 3 all the way through to about 10 or 11. It's going to be interesting to see where it all ends up, isn't it?
Mate, 100%. It's tight, Matty, from, as we said, mate, from that sort of 8th position. Even Cowboys, poor loss there last week, and they would have jumped up a couple of spots, but mate, for and against us is going to start to come into play as well. So, a bit of pressure on a few teams: Dolphins, Dragons, Knights this week, Raiders, Broncos. Are they gone? I gave them the red pen last week.
Mate, I can't believe you gave them the red pen last week. And they got the bye this week, so they get the 2 points, kids. I'm telling you, they're a chance, and they are coming, mate.
They're not coming anywhere. They had a win last week. It's their second in 8 weeks. They're gone.
Hey, listen, you just hate Queensland, mate. Let's be honest. Let's have a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly from last week. And amazing game of rugby, the Penrith Panthers v the Parramatta Eels. Fair income. That game was done and dusted. Liam Martin got sin bin. He virtually was gone for 10 minutes of the last kind of 17 minutes of the game. You thought, she's all over. But they scored 3 tries in 3 minutes, Panthers. They are unbelievable. Yep. They're now into $2.50 to win the premiership. Gids, who's going to stop this outfit? Because they seem to
get on them. What we've seen in the last 3 weeks from Penrith and specifically Nathan Cleary, just unbelievable. So they're going to take it out again, surely, aren't they? 4th straight premiership, especially some of the scenarios they've been in the last couple of weeks, and to still believe, follow their process, kick it up another gear when it's required. Like, I thought Para played well last week, that last 3 minutes, or, the last 7 minutes really, but the 3 minutes where they scored 3 tries, like, that just shouldn't happen. But it did, because Penrith can go to another gear, believe in the process, and, an amazing win for the Panthers, that's for sure. And, I thought the Panthers, the Eels played really well. I mean, I remember Joey talking about a comment there before the game that he thought it was going to be a really tight one. He said Penrith will get over the line, but Joey's normally pretty spot on too with some of those little tips before a game. And I thought they'd done enough, Para, but last 10 minutes was a killer for him.
Yeah, an amazing game of rugby, and I think if that's the prelude to the Panthers kind of back half of the season, I think we're in for something special. That is for sure. We're going to know a hell of a lot more. Of course, they play the Storm this weekend, so Storm are in not bad nick either. So we'll know a hell of a lot more after this weekend, I reckon.
It's a nice little entree, mate, for the semis coming up, isn't it? Especially this, you don't want this type of game, sort of a game or two out from the semis, because they might rest a few players, or who knows, they might bust their backsides from a injury perspective. But this far out from the semis, she's full time. She's on.
Oh, I love it, mate. I love it. And, I just love the way Penrith go about it. Like, they've been up for so long now, but they just continue to have that passion, which is not an easy thing to do. Hey, what about the bad? Cowboys had a massive opportunity to snuff out the Broncos season and keep your red pen intact, kids. They were smashed 42-18 in the end. They were up 18-6 on their home deck. 36 unanswered points. Broncos needed it. Is that the catalyst to kind of springboard them in the back half of this season, kids? They really had an opportunity to snuff a good team out for 2024, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives the Broncos some confidence, the much-needed confidence they need. And I feel like now they've got the bye, they almost lose a bit of that momentum coming off the back of that win. I mean, it's 2 points is 2 points, so they'd rather bank that. But you'd like to maintain the good vibes, the good feel, the emotions of that convincing win over the Cowboys, and continue it into another one this week. But I'm sure they'll be happy with the 2 points. It's just whether they can regain that momentum again for the following week, which they got. Quick look. They've got. But yeah, okay, yeah. Yep, go ahead, mate.
Mate, I was going to say the ugly, and we turned our attention to the Titans. We were both all over this. I must admit, you kind of talked me into this with your summation last week, to be honest. 44 zip Sharks. They were $2.65 at Palmer Bet. We couldn't work out the ridiculous of the price, and we hope that our Palmer Bet followers of this podcast joined us and jumped into it as well.
Yep.
Fair dinkum. The Titans were set at $1.53 favourites. You can't trust the Titans at $1.53 heading into a game. Let's be honest, kids, can you?
Mate, we couldn't work it out, could we? We couldn't work it out why the Sharks were so heavily outside. It's almost $2.50 just head-to-head that was. So I did, mate, when I jumped off, I did a bit more research, and they were without their two starting halves. I'm just going back into it now. Daniel Atkinson, Blake Brayley was playing in the halves. So that's why the odds, the Palmer Bet boys had, or a lot of people had hedged against them, was they didn't have their two starting halves. But yeah, I still thought they were a good enough team on paper there to win. But mate, that's a real touch up for the Titans, and I reckon that's got to be complacency. That's got to be complacency coming in. They'd played really well over the last, probably the previous 5 to 6 weeks, the Titans, and maybe started to get a bit complacent and believe in the hype that they were reading or hearing.
Hey, just getting back to your point. So Broncos have got Eels, Dolphins at the back of the
Eels, Dolphins. Yep.
So a couple of winnable games, mate. I'm telling you, the red pen might come back to haunt you, Kurt Gidley. That's all I'm saying, big fella. And can I just say, I like
to make the big calls here, mate, on the Palmer Bet. Don't argue.
I know
the big calls.
Hey, can I say, I don't think this has happened very often in season 2024, but 7 out of 8 in the tips for me last week. Mate, I only missed on the Raiders, and I nutted you by 1. 6 out of 8 for yours truly.
Nice one. Nice one.
So I'm back.
Could be too little too late, mate, for the overall ladder, but nice.
It's well and truly too little too late.
Happy for you to get a win.
Mate, so close. I only missed out on, obviously, Manly defeating the Canberra Raiders. You missed out the Cowboys and the Dragons. Whenever we tip the Dragons, or whenever you tip the Dragons, they go no good. So Cole sent me a message from Palmer Bet, and he said, can you tell Gids, stop tipping St. George?
Never tip no again.
Gids, get on last week, mate. You went Dragons, Bulldogs. Dragons 1-12. Total points bad 41-50. So you were shot there, mate. None from 2. Bombed out. Bad luck. I went Sharks to win. And Nathan Cleary, anytime try scorer. I was shattered, to be honest. And Cleary, I thought, after the Sharks got up, I just thought I'm going to sit back here and just watch Cleary score at some point in time, but not to be, Gids.
No, he'd had a few weeks, mate, back to back or triple weeks scoring a try, but couldn't get another one for you.
Hey, let's go back to the red pen. So Broncos gone, Titans gone, Warriors gone, Rabbitohs, Eels, Tigers. That leaves Gids your Newcastle Knights, the Dragons, the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Cowboys. What are we thinking, mate?
Just go through those again, please.
Okay. So it kind of leaves the Cowboys, okay? Dolphins.
They're safe.
Dolphins are sitting in 8th position. Dragons are sitting in 9th position. Newcastle Knights are sitting in 10th. And the Raiders in 11th. Don't take the safe, soft option here, mate.
There's no soft option. I think, respectively, all those teams have got one more week up their sleeve.
Well, look, come on.
Hey, listen to this. Dolphins in 8th position, just 2 points ahead of the Dragons. Dragons have been playing well enough. They're only, they're going to win this week. They're pushing for it. Knights are 2 points behind the Dragons. And then the Raiders are same points as the Knights. So I think realistically, those teams win. They're all still a genuine option. So they've got a week up their sleeve. Look, to be totally honest, if the Knights and Raiders get done this week, I think that she's all over. The red pen's out for them.
Yeah, I'm sticking fat with the fact I actually reckon the Broncos, they get the 2 points this week. Dolphins have got the Bulldogs this week, kids. So they're in 8th, right? They're 3 games clear. So they come back, so the Broncos say if the Bulldogs happen to beat the Dolphins, I don't know whether that'll happen, but if they happen to, then they move 2 games behind, and then they'll play each other the week after or 2 weeks after. So there's just a slight little sniff, but they want to start playing some more consistent rugby league for mine. And I reckon they're a little play at $17 to make the top 8.
$17 to make top 8. Okay.
I'd just be having something on it. I reckon just looking at the draw, I reckon if they get a bit of confidence up, they get their tails up, I reckon they can come home with a wet sail. And $17 is a ridiculous price just to make the top 8. Don't have to have much on, Gids.
No. All those teams, mate. Cows, Dolphins, Dragons, Raiders, they've got a week. The Red Pen's away for a week.
Righto. Red Pen's getting rested. That is what I like to see. Righto, let's turn our attention. Thursday night footy, Gids. This is going to be a belter. It's the Panthers v the Storm. It's at Panthers Stadium. Head-to-head, Panthers $1.55. Storm are at $2.46. The line here is -5.5. Total points over under is 43.5 points. Stats and bets we like. Now, last week, the boys, 2 of these multis, 3-leg multis, saluted, and they had a handful of others. 2 out of the 3 got up. So you'll want to be following these stats and bets that the Parliament team like. So the Panthers have won 5 straight games. So Panthers at the line -4.5 is $1.90. 6 of the last 7 games between the Panthers and the Storm have gone under the total points. So they've been tight, tough affairs. So total points under 43.5, $1.88. Brian To'o has scored 6 tries in his last 4 games against the Storm. So anytime try scorer, he's $1.68. 3-leg multi, if you multi them up, $6.50. All thanks to Palmbet.
Well, they've got a couple of beauties over the line the last couple of weeks, the boys behind the scene at Palmbet. So keep an eye on those multis, that's for sure, Matty. I'm on the Panthers, mate. I still think, they're the best team in the competition. I still think, and what they've proven over the last few weeks of coming from behind, and as I say, they've just got another gear to go to, and I think the Panthers, mate, head-to-head in this one.
I'm sticking.
I think it's a tight one, 1-12.
I know. I've seen your Gids get on come through, and I'm going head-to-head against you this week, Gids. We're going head-to-head in our little best bets of the weekend. So, and I had mine picked out. I didn't even see yours until I kind of flicked on before I jumped on here. But I'm going the Storm. Done nothing wrong. They'll live for this game. And, Eels had them last week, and the Storm are going a lot better than the Parramatta Eels. So I reckon they'll get the job done, the Stormy. Righto, Manly taking on the Warriors. Friday, 6 p.m. at 4 Pines Park. Head-to-head, Manly $1.18. Warriors at $4.80. Been disappointing, the Wars. The line here is -14.5. Total points over under is 53.5 points. Stats and bets we like. The Seagulls have won 8 of their last 9 games at 4 Pines Park, while the Warriors have lost 4 out of 5 at 4 Pines Park. So the Seagulls there at the adjusted line of -9.5, so $1.47. Tommy Talau has scored 10 tries in his past 9 games. So Talau anytime try score $1.82. And both teams went over the total points last week. So total points over 53.5, so $1.90. Multi those up, $4.20. Gids, who are you with here, mate? The Eagles, Manly to get the job done?
Yeah, I'm with the Eagles. Yeah, mate, the Wars have been disappointing this year. And a little bit like the Knights, mate, just didn't continue the momentum of last year, unfortunately, given both fans of both those clubs are really passionate and supportive and turning out. Mate, the Seagulls, I'm just looking at the ladder here at the moment. It surprised me where they're sitting at the moment. They've kind of flown under the radar, I think, last couple of months, or definitely the last 6 weeks, up in 6th position at the moment. And even they had some pretty average losses, through that middle period. So I'm surprised to see them sitting so high, but they're getting the job done. So Eagles, mate, this week. I think it's convincingly this week.
I'm actually going with Manly convincingly too, Gids. So I'm with you on that one, mate. And good to see Turbo just getting that bit of confidence back in his body, I reckon, too. That's a good, promising sign. And put it this way, you wouldn't want to play Manly in a final, I don't reckon, because their best is certainly good enough. So,
mate, Terry Evans still one of the best halfbacks in the competition.
That's it. They've got a bit of X factor too. Hey, Roosters taking on the Parramatta Eels Friday, 8 p.m. at Allianz Stadium. Head-to-head, the Roosters $1.16. Parramatta at $5.25. Gee whiz, the line here is
Yeah.
minus 16.5. Total points over under is 51.5 points. Last 4 games between the Roosters and the Eels have gone under the total points. So total points under 51.5 is $1.88. Suwali has scored 6 tries in 4 games against Parramatta. So Suwali, anytime try score is $2.18. And the Roosters have beaten the other 3 bottom teams on the ladder, Warriors, Rabbitohs, and Tigers, by 13 plus this year. So Roosters 13 plus $1.57. 3 legs, same game multi, $7.25. Gids, are you with the Roosters? But gee whiz, they're short.
They're short, and that's a pretty damning statistic. They've beaten all the bottom teams by 13 plus. But I think psychologically last week would have hurt the Eels. I think it would have hurt them because I thought they played really well. It looked like they come out of the blocks. They took it to the best team in the competition, and for them to go down like they did, I just think morale-wise, I think it's a tough one to respond to. So I don't think they'll struggle this week, just from a disappointment morale. They got right up for that game last week. They played some good footy and still got done. So your stat there about the Roosters winning 13 plus, it's probably a realistic one, I think.
Yeah, and Roosters are a good side too, kids. So I reckon the price is too skew if they should be $5.25. Taking it up to a good side last week in the Panthers. I reckon that's a ridiculous price for Parramatta.
Well, but Matty, if they come with the same energy and the same, game plan that they stick to, and there's some really good shape they played there last week, then they're a chance. But can they get up for that and do that again against a team like the Roosters? I'm not sure.
If you do like Parramatta, like the line's minus 16.5, plus 16.5. So it's, just take that.
Gives you a bit of insurance there.
That's it. Take your $1.90 and happy days. Hey, I'm going with the Roosters too to get the job done. Bulldogs Dolphins, one of the matches of the round for mine, kids. Saturday 3 p.m. at Soldier Oval in Bundaberg. So interesting venue, this one. Head-to-head, Bulldogs $1.50. Dolphins at $2.60. The line here is minus 5.5. Total points over under 48.5 points. Sats and bets we like. Bulldogs have won 2 of their last 9 games played in Queensland. So the Dolphins at the line there, plus 5.5 to $1.90. Jermaine Asako has scored 10 plus points in 4 of his last 5 games. That is good going. For him to do the same again, he's $2.53. 8 of the Bulldogs' last 9 games have gone under total points. So total points under 48.5, $1.90. 3 leg same game multi. Juicy here at $8. Why do we keep seeing the Bulldogs as underdogs in some of these games, kids? They just get the job done, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, mate. It's a tough one. This is a tough one to pick for me. I mean, the Dolphins are still playing some pretty good footy. There's a bit of pressure on now as far as where they sit on the ladder. They need to obviously continue to win and making sure they're looking after that for and against to get their first ever semi-final berth. But, mate, the Bulldogs are one of the best defensive teams in the competition, statistically wise, and playing with a stack of confidence. So another good win from last week and good momentum, great beliefs. Seen Josh Adokar on the news last night talking about it's a similar environment to what he experienced at the Melbourne Storm, and I can't go against them here. I'd have to go the Bulldogs.
Go on the Bulldogs. I can't go against the Dolphins. And up in Bundaberg, I don't know. I just reckon they are the best value of the weekend at $2.60. I reckon this is exactly like the Sharks last week, a ridiculous price. Against a team that can score. I know Bulldogs defensively are very, very strong, but geez, they can put some
score.
They've
got some speed. They got some speed, the Dolphins.
They have. Dolphins to get the job done there. Those are the bit of the weekend, kids. Cowboys v Raiders, Saturday 5:30 p.m. at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. All of a sudden, this game's got a fair bit at stake. Head-to-head, Cowboys $1.50. Raiders at $2.60. The line here is 6.5. Total points over under 51.5 points. Stats and bets we like. Cowboys have won their last 5 games against the Raiders. Cowboys to win $1.50. Kyle Felt has scored 5 tries in his last 3 games, so anytime try score here $1.55. And 5 of the last 6 Raiders games have gone under the total points. So total points under 51.5 to $1.90. Multi those 3 legs up and you get $4.75 at Palmer Bet, kids. Cowboys or Raiders, buddy?
I don't know. The Cowboys don't give me a stack of confidence, to be honest.
They can let you down, can't they?
Yeah, they touched up there last week by the Bronx, who Bronx hadn't been playing, a great deal of footy, a great brand of footy. But yeah, mate, I think the Raiders can be a tough and uncompromising team at times. So it's a challenge to pick this one. I did lean towards the home team. I mean, Matt, pressure's on the Raiders to win as well. If they want to look at trying to sneak into the 8, they have to win. Tough one to pick. I'm going to go with the Cowboys just with them being at home too, mate. The travel for the Raiders up that way, and potentially some home advantage for the Cowboys. I'm going to go for the Cows, mate. But I think 1-12. I think it could be a tight one.
I'm with you, mate. It's the home ground advantage that they kind of swayed me, to be honest. But the Raiders can pull out a really good game every now and then, and they kind of make you stand up. And so I reckon it'll be close. It'll be a tight game. But, Cowboys at home. Tigers, Rabbitohs, Saturday, 7:35 at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. Head-to-head, Tigers 260. Rabbitohs $1.50. Line here is 6.5. Total points over under is 52.5. Stats and bets we like, kids. Tigers have lost each their last 4 games against the Bunnies by 13 plus. So the Rabbitohs 13 plus here is $2.55. 8 of the 9 or last 9 Tigers games at Campbelltown Sports Stadium have gone under the total points. So under 52.5 is $1.91. Fletcher Myers got a double in his only second NRL game last week. And I seen an interview with him on the Matty John show. He's a ripper. So Fletcher Myers, anytime try scorer is $1.61. Multi, though, is up. Another juicy one. 3-league multi, $8. Any push here at all for a little mini upset with the Tigers, kids?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, I watched that Joreen Buller last week at fullback. He moves well. He's a good player, and he excel. In a quality team that is a good competitors. But yeah, I just thought I watched that game. The Knights beat the Tigers there last week at home, and Knights pretty convincing win, and the Tigers just pretty poor defensively, mate. So still got some fair bit of work to do, Benji, in the team there. So this is I think my only away team that I'm tipping this week is South, mate. South versus the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm on the South Sydney Rabbitohs as well, Gids. Where's Latrell at, buddy?
Latrell, he's in a bit of strife. Well, he's up for the NRL integrity unit at the moment. I see. Yeah, it was interesting to see where he was. He was out in Dubbo running a footy clinic at that stage, and that's where the photo surfaced from. So I think he's still out injured and in a boot at this stage, and not a great look. Whether he's in the right or in the wrong, who knows? I thought he'd be pretty close to his club duties in his rehab been around.
That's what I was more talking about. Like, is he far off returning? Because he's been out for a while now, hasn't he?
He's been out for a while. He's been out since July. I saw in the news tonight. So he's but he's under a bit of pressure at the moment with an investigation. So I don't know if he's going to be back at the end of the year or the next couple of weeks, but it's going to be question mark at the moment.
He's such a key player for that Rabbitohs side.
Oh man, he's so influential. He'd be so influential, not just in the game, but just during the week. And that's why I thought, he'd have club commitments where he's got to be at training and rehab. But they need him at training, mate, in 2 meetings and on the park.
Hey, Dragons Titans Sunday 2 p.m. at Wynn Stadium. Head to head, the Dragons $1.50 Gids. Titans at $2.60. The line here is 4.5 points. Total points over under is 50.5 points. Stats and bets we like. Titans have lost 5 straight games at Wynn Stadium. So Dragons at the line here minus 4.5, $1.90. 8 of the last 9 games between the Dragons and the Titans have gone under the total points. So under 50.5 total points at $1.88. And Dragons winger Christian Tuipulotu has scored 4 tries in his last 5 games. So for him, anytime try scorer again, $1.67. 3 legs, same game multi at Palmerbet is $6.50. Do we get on the St. George Dragons here, mate, or what are we thinking?
Absolutely. Yep. Cole, love that, mate. On the Dragons for this one. And guess where they're playing? Wynn Stadium, Wollongong. Yeah.
They love it, don't
they? The hill will be packed.
Yeah.
It'll be a great atmosphere there. And, disappointing loss for the Drags there last week, but I think they'll be back on the horse, mate, this week. Titans, they're out of the race now. I believe so. Drag's got plenty to play for, and I think they live certainly. They enjoy playing at home on a Sunday, Arvo.
Yeah,
At Win Stadium.
they love Win Stadium, kids. But my man Carl sent me a little private message and said, if you dare tip St George this week, contract done, mate. So I'm going the Titans in a little mini upset.
Play the safe.
Right? Playing the safe option. Hey, Sharks v Knights, Sunday, 4:05 at Shark Park, head-to-head. Sharks $1.38. They were enormous last week, kids. Your Knights, 3:05. The line here is -9.5. Total points over under is 48.5 points. Stats and bets we like at Palmer Bet. The favourite has won the last 14 games between the Sharks and the Knights. That is an amazing stat. So the Sharks at the line, -9.5, you may as well go, $1.90. Sammy Stone Street has scored 4 tries these last 3 games. So Stone Street, anytime try scorer, $1.58. And 6 of the last 7 games, Sharks home games against the Knights have gone under the total points. So total points under 48.5 is $1.90. Multiply those 3 up and you get $6. Come on, Gids, sell me as to where your Newcastle Knights can get the job done against the Sharks outfit that was enormous last week.
Yep, they were enormous last week, Matty. No doubt about that. Huge win for them. But, yep, look, the Knights game last week, they played the West Tigers. It was a good, convincing win. It builds some confidence. It builds morale in the camp. And this is a must-win game for the Newcastle Knights if they want to stay in the running for the semi. So need a big one from guys like Caleb Ponga. Phoenix Cosland's been a good move as halfback over the last couple of weeks. Blokes like Tyson Frizzell, Adam Elliott. It's going to be a huge game. 4:00 at Shark Park, mate. I'm on the Knights as an upset, only because I need them to win and get into the semi. So, keeps the red pen away from away.
Mate, you're never going to put the red pen through Newcastle.
Mate, did you see? Oh, well, no. This is the week. I need to get it done. Otherwise, the red pen's out. Mate, Fletcher Sharp, young fella from Cessnock, has already played a few games this year. Fletcher, but scored 4 tries last week. Great game from young Fletcher, and an amazing one where Kalen Ponga actually fumbled the ball, kicked it before it hit the ground. Fletcher. Yep, ran through. The ball was bouncing over the sideline. He kicked it back in field. An amazing try. Great one.
It was actually kind of something it needed a little bit of Benny Hill music or something to it, I reckon.
It did too.
It's something special.
Yeah.
Hey, Gids, give us your pick 8,
Knights
mate.
head-to-head there, mate.
I'm going Sharks, mate. I'm going Sharks. Seriously, you're kidding yourself with the Knights, mate. It's probably your last crack this year, though, I reckon. But
mate,
Sharks.
This is what it is. My pick 8 is Penrith Panthers, the Eagles, Roosters, Bulldogs, Cowboys, Dragons, the Mighty Knights, and the Bunnies. So
realistically, the Knights are your only outsider, aren't they?
Knights are the only outsider, and they're the 2 away teams are the Bunnies and the Knights. The rest of the teams are home and short.
Right, what's that going to get us, Gids? Pick 8 wise, mate.
Mate, that is going to get us $32.76 on the Palmer Bet app currently.
I'm going a little bit of E for the Palmer Bet followers, fresh off a 7 out of 8 last week, Gids. I'm going the Storm to beat the Panthers. Manly, Roosters, Dolphins, Cowboys, Rabbits, the Titans, sorry, Kyle, and the Sharks to get the job done against your Knights. 65.05.
Holy dooly.
At Palmer Bet. So that's my way home.
You might be back down to 2 or 3 out of 8 this week.
Back there, come crashing back down to earth. What about the Gids get on this week, big fella? What do you like?
Mate, the Gids get on. I'm going to go for the match of the round that I believe the Penrith Panthers versus the Melbourne Storm. And, mate, I'm going a 4-leg multi. I think it's going to be a tight one. The Panthers 1-12. And anytime try scorers, I mean, Brian To'o, your man Pappenhausen, and Jerome Hughes. I reckon Jerome Hughes might be a big chance of Dalian medalist this year. $54.70.
Love it, Gids. That is a
huge odds.
That is massive. Well, I'm going in the same game, Gids, but I'm going Storm to win, Cam Munster to score at anytime try scorer, and Pappy anytime try scorer. Not as big at odds as yours, mate. But that's going to get you $13.54 at Palmer Bet, big fella. So Pappy and Munster to get the job
Yeah,
done.
well, Munster normally lifts for these type of games, and nice little entree for this semi-finals around the corner. This one,
it could be a grand final prelude, that game on Thursday night.
Yeah, could
it'll
be.
be a high quality standard of NRL, that is for sure. Hey, download the Palmer Bet app, get involved, and I'd love to hear some of your Punters Club stories because, there's been a lot of people that have been joining, and it's been great, good fun, a little bit of banter going on there too. So if you've got a good Palmer Bet Punters Club story,
screenshot it, send it in.
My oath,
keep it PG.
Mate, keep it PG, but we'd love to see some of your moldies or some of the, some of the misses, some of the hits that you've actually managed.
Some of the wins. What's a couple of good wins? Give us a decent multi that's got up.
That's it, mate. That's it.
Screenshot your most impressive win.
Send it through. The most impressive might get a signed Kirk Gidley Newcastle Knights Guernsey.
Signed Parmajet, but jumper at the end of the year.
I like it. I'm still laughing. Every now and then I just have a bit of a laugh. And my partner says, "What are you laughing at?" And I say, I'm just laughing at Gids doing a little promo there for the giveaway, the jumper giveaway, which took about 45 minutes to get the take done.
Oh, yeah.
I wish we had the outtakes. Fair to you. If we had the outtakes,
no.
You would never live it down, mate. I want to send it into Matty Johns, actually. I think that's what we need to do. just to see.
I'll never recover from that.
Hey, kids, love your work, mate. As we say, download the podcast, get involved, gamble responsibly. That is
gamble responsibly,
and always think about what
you're
gambling with. And Gids, you have a wonderful week, mate. Good luck to you.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Enjoy. Happy punting.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.